Good morning, Year 7. Welcome to our second lesson on the Village Project. Before we move forward with that though, I want to do the do now, which is, as ever, is connected to the Wind in the Willows, which you will be doing an assessment on at the end of the summer term. When we're all back in school, fantastic, wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, look, here's a quote. Spring was moving in the air above and in the earth below and around him, penetrating even his dark and lowly little house with its spirit of divine discontent and longing. Quite a long quote from the beginning of the book, when Mole is suddenly overtaken by the spirit of spring and has to give up his spring cleaning and go out and have adventures. I want you to perform a close word analysis on this quote from The Wind in the Willows that shows the unsettling power of springtime, because it's not all hearts and flowers, is it, that quote? Spring is unsettling as well. It makes people want to change things and so on. So a close word analysis, as you know, is you would say that the unsettling power of springtime is shown in this quote by the words divine discontent. I would have picked divine has connotations of something lovely and spiritual. Discontent of someone who's slightly fidgety, which is connotations of being not that happy. So write me a little paragraph there, doing a close word analysis on that quote, showing it how it shows the unsettling power of springtime. And when you've done that, move on to the next quote. Give yourself 5 minutes to do that. Okay, our learning objective today is to write persuasively and develop our characters. That is, the characters that you're going to be within the village. As ever, you don't write the learning objective in, you just write in the title, which is persuasive writing and developing our characters. And when you've done that, go to the... Here we are. Here's the work that I gave you from the last lesson, the ends of village names or town names, that you know what they mean. I learnt something from this actually. I wasn't aware that Castor was a Roman fort, so Lancaster must have had a Roman fort there, and Doncaster and all those places that end with Castor. Port Harbour, that's fairly straightforward. Tun Farm, I didn't know. Mere Pool, I did know. Yes, I hope that was interesting. It will mean when you do get a chance to go out and get out and about again, you'll be able to tell your parents why it is that Hampstead is called Stead. It's quite a boring one, that one actually. It's just place. Let's have a look. Hurst, Wooded Hill, Worth, enclosure settlement. So Kenilworth was once a very small enclosure of a settlement. There you are. On to the next slide then, Year 7. Right, I'll give you 6 minutes just to think, what techniques can you use in a piece of writing to persuade someone? Cast your mind back to lessons that we've done on persuasive writing, you remember? Good. 6 minutes then, write them all down. And here they are. Direct address, that's simply, technically, that's the second person. When someone says, why are you doing that? When they say you, they're using direct address or the second person. Alliteration, the bouncy ball bounced ballistically. It's the first letter in words being the same to create an effect. Facts, in any piece of persuasive writing you're going to do for school, you'll be making up facts to support your argument. Opinion, you're allowed to have an opinion. Obviously it would be in favour of your argument. Rhetorical questions, they quite often, well, always are tied in with direct address. So why wouldn't you come to this village? You know, that's direct address and a rhetorical question at the same time. Repetition, when it's done for effect. Exaggeration, I'm sure you all know what that is. Emotive language simply means emotional language. Statistics are facts, but facts that are numbers that support your argument. And triplets or threes, when you say something is amazing, super, fantastic. Although that's the very basic way of doing it. Triplets is also delivering the information, supportive information, over the course of maybe a couple of clauses. So it was amazing that day when we went to the beach. As soon as we got down there, it was fantastically sunny, and then we went back and had a wonderful lay on the beach, you see. So you don't have to put the 3 adjectives together. You can break them up for the purposes of nicer writing. So you don't need to write that into your books. You've already got that in your books, and I'm sure you all know it actually. Now you're going to be writing a piece that persuades us that your name, or persuades me rather, we would be doing this in a group, but it'll be me who makes the decision on this, persuades me that your choice of name is the one that we should use. Now you can't always use all of the persuasive devices. For example, it would be hard to work an anecdote into here. But I'm going to ask you to do at least 5. So here we are. I think that the village should be called Horslegate because it means road to Horsell, which is the best place in the world. 99% of people thought it was the best name. It is a great name because it is British, brilliant and beautiful. Do you want a boring, ordinary name that has gone before? Choose Horslegate if you want to inspire a new generation of villagers. So I think the village should be called Horslegate. That's opinion. 99% of people, that's statistics. British, brilliant and beautiful, that's alliteration. Do you want a boring, ordinary name? That's a rhetorical question. There you are. So they've got 5 persuasive devices in there. And I'm going to give you, I don't think that should take you any more than 12 minutes. So 12 minutes to do that, Year 7. Now, lots of fantastic requests for characters that you can be in a village, people that you could be in a village. A couple of vets, but any village can have 2 vets. You can't have too many vets, in my opinion. I've got a policeman. I've got various other things. I've got loads of email that I haven't actually had a chance to look at yet, so I'll be looking all through that. So now you need to write a fact file for your character, including as much detail as possible. So what do you do in the village? If you're a vet, then you're a vet. But also, this person is not just a vet, they're a rounded character. So what are their interests? Do they go running in the evening? Do they have a book club? You know, what sort of hobbies do they have? What are your relationships with others in the village? Are you particularly friendly with the baker? Do you get on well with the policeman, but not so well with the publican? So you've got to think about who your friends are in the village. Obviously, you won't know the names of them yet, but perhaps what professions they are. If you're a vet, you know, you might spend some time or be interested in the police because they can, you know, give you some information on stray animals and so on. Have you always lived in the village, or are you someone who's come there from outside, maybe retired there, or have you grown up there? And if not, a little bit of history about what it is you did before you came. Do you have any secrets? Did you come to live in this village to get away from a scandal that was pursuing you in the big city? Are you married or single? Do you have a family? So you're writing a fact file. You need to answer all those questions in your fact file. That's 20 minutes that's going to take you. So off you go and do that, Year 7. And lastly today, Year 7, you need some ID, so we know who you are. Now you can make one of these. You can make a little passport, make a driving license, or a birth certificate. I think I'll let you decide which one of those you want to do. Maybe put a little picture in it, but you don't have to. You can draw a picture, maybe. So make yourself some ID with your name. You know, an ID. I think the driving license is quite. No, maybe the passport, because it's got your profession in it as well. Anyway, there you are, Year 7. Fantastic, and I shall speak to you tomorrow on what would have been Biscuit Day, but isn't, sadly. And we'll have the name of the village by then. I'll have emailed it to you, or the name of the village will be in the body of the lesson. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed that, and this will be going on to YouTube. I'll put them all on YouTube now as well, if that's any easier for any of you to access. All right then, thank you.